For the past 4 years, I have not paid a single cent for travel. Last year alone, I saved more than $5,000 just by using credit card points. I even got free TSA PreCheck and lounge access at airlines and a whole host of other things just for using the right credit card. So how exactly did I do it, and what credit cards should you get in 2020 if you want to replicate the same thing that I did and get free travel and cash back? Well, in this video, I'm gonna break down my top 4 credit cards to get in 2020. So my name is Kevin. I make videos like this all the time about credit cards, personal finance, investing, and a lot of other things. So if you like that sort of thing, be sure to subscribe to the channel and give a like to this video. Now let's jump right into it. The first credit card I want to talk about today is the best credit card you can get for travel, and that's the Chase Sapphire Reserve credit card. Now, if you follow credit card news at all, you might find this a little bit surprising, but let me tell you why I still love my Chase Sapphire Reserve. So as you may have seen, Chase recently increased the annual fee on the Chase Sapphire Reserve from $450 per year to $550 per year. However, they still have the $300 very flexible annual travel credit, which can be used at virtually anything classified even vaguely as travel. This can be Uber, hotels, airlines, whatever it may be. If you spend money in your Chase Sapphire Reserve of $300, it'll be covered by Chase in that amount annually on your credit card automatically. There's nothing you need to do. So if you travel at all with this credit card, your annual fee is in effect reduced from $550 all the way to $250. Even so, with the net annual fee of $250, you better be getting a lot of value out of this card. Well, I think you will if you take advantage of even some of the perks out there. Some of the greatest perks to this card include the fact that you get priority pass lounge access. So if you ever travel in a major airport, you're going to have access to all of the priority pass lounges in that airport. Now, what is a priority pass lounge? Well, it's an airport lounge that you can access for free, and you can get free drinks, free food, free newspapers, sit and relax and have a nice place to charge your phone and not have to be crammed down like cattle in the airport waiting lounge. It's a great place to relax before your flight, and it's especially great because it's included with the Chase Sapphire Reserve. This card even allows you to have access to some priority pass benefits that aren't lounges themselves. For example, at LAX, you can actually get $60 or so in a dining credit at PF Chang's or Rockin' Brews at the airport just for having this card. Now that's a great thing. It's not an annual credit. It is every time you go there, you can use this amount of money. That can really rack up if you travel 3 or 4 times a year. Another recently added perk is the DoorDash Pass membership. Now, me personally, I don't really get a lot of use out of this, but for those who order on Uber Eats, Postmates, or DoorDash, maybe they will get use out of it. What is the DoorDash Pass? Well, it essentially allows you to get free delivery over $12. I say free because it's not exactly free. There is a small markup, as anyone knows who uses DoorDash or other services, on the food if you order through their app. But it is something where it can be a little bit of a benefit to you if you already are ordering food to go and you want it to be included for free. The Chase Sapphire Reserve just added this perk. Another perk is actually that you get a DoorDash credit of $60 per year. Now this only goes to the end of next year, but chances are there's going to be a renewal of the contract or an additional perk taking its place. So what does this mean? If you use your Chase Sapphire Reserve on DoorDash, you will actually get $60 credited, just like the annual travel credit, automatically applied to your statement. I did it myself. I ordered Chipotle a few times last week just to try it out, and also because I like Chipotle, and I got it for free. It was automatically applied. It's kind of a nice little perk thrown in there if that's useful to you. Some of the other perks include the TSA PreCheck or global entry application fee covered if you use your card. I did this a few years ago when I first got this card. I was able to get my global entry covered for free. It was automatically applied to my account just like the travel credit was. And another benefit that they just added is the Lyft Pink membership. Now, I don't really find a lot of use out of this because I take Uber anyway, but maybe now I might take Lyft. Even so, Lyft Pink gives you 15% off rides and a bunch of other smaller perks which aren't really worth talking about, but if you take Lyft, it could be kind of a benefit to have. Now, all of those benefits are a little bit subjective. You may not find use out of any one of them, or maybe even all of them, but the number one benefit to this card by far is the fact that you get a 50% boost on all the rewards points that you earn on Chase cards if you book through the Chase Sapphire Reserve travel portal. So for example, if you have 50,000 bonus points that you could use towards travel, it would ordinarily be worth $500. But if you book through the portal, it will be worth $750. That's a 50% increase, and that is where I get the vast majority of my value with this Chase Sapphire Reserve credit card. I've done this with countless trips to Hawaii, trips to New York City, trips to routine places, even weekend trips. I use it all the time, and the best benefit is that you can actually see what you're really getting in value because it's powered by Expedia. So you can actually double check if you're getting a markup on the amount that you're booking through the portal or if you're getting a fair price because you're able to compare apples to apples. This alone has saved me more than $10,000 on travel alone, and this is why that annual fee, the net fee of $250, is totally worth it to me. So how do you get these points to spend? Well, they're called Ultimate Rewards points, and it's the Chase card currency that you get on any of the Chase branded cards. So the Chase Sapphire Reserve earns you Ultimate Rewards points, as do other cards, which I will talk about shortly, like the Chase Freedom and Chase Freedom Unlimited. You can actually transfer the points amongst all of your cards and aggregate them onto the Chase Sapphire Reserve. And if you have a significant other, chances are you can actually transfer from them to you as well, so you can all benefit from your Chase Sapphire Reserve portal. That is exactly what I do every time I go to spend money through the portal. The Chase Sapphire Reserve card itself earns 3 points per $1 spent on travel or dining. Now those are really flexible categories, as I kind of alluded to earlier. So this could be fast food, fine dining, Uber, hotels, or airlines, whatever it may be. If it is travel or dining, you are going to be earning 3 points per $1. But remember, because you have the Chase Sapphire Reserve portal, you get a 50% increase in the value of your points. So really, the 3 points per $1 is actually 4.5 points per $1 if you spend it through the Chase Sapphire Reserve portal. Now the Chase Sapphire Reserve card becomes ridiculous when you pair it with 2 other cards from Chase, which I highly recommend doing. And don't worry, these 2 other cards do not have an annual fee, unlike the Chase Sapphire Reserve. They are the Chase Freedom and the Chase Freedom Unlimited. Now, the Chase Freedom gives you 5 points per $1 spent on rotating categories. And these categories are categories that you will actually use, such as dining or gas or grocery stores, whatever it may be. There's a calendar online and it rotates. Every 3 months you must activate it, and then you're able to earn it up to $75 worth of points per quarter. Now this could be a great way to earn a lot of points because again, it's worth 50% more if you book it through the Chase Sapphire Reserve portal. So you earn $5 per $1 spent, 5 points per $1. You transfer it to the Chase Sapphire Reserve portal. Now it's worth 7.5 points for every dollar spent. That is a terrific value. That's 7.5% back on the things that you are normally going to spend money on anyway. Now the other card, the Chase Freedom Unlimited card, gives you 1.5 points per $1 spent on everything. There are no categories and there are no limits. If you spend money on your Chase Freedom Unlimited, you will get 1.5 points per dollar. Now again, if you transfer those to the Chase Sapphire Reserve portal, they are worth 2.25 points per dollar spent. That is also going to give you a lot of value. So for me, anywhere I'm going, I'm gonna first do an order of priority. If it's a 5% category for the Chase Freedom Unlimited, I will use my Chase Freedom Unlimited card. If it is not one of the 5% categories and it's dining or travel, I'm going to use my Chase Sapphire Reserve card. And if it's neither one of those, I will use my Chase Freedom Unlimited card. This way, I'm getting, no matter what, at least 2.25% back if I book through the portal on anything I'm spending, and up to 7.5 points per $1 spent on anything I'm spending. As you can tell, this could be a great way to significantly boost the amount of free travel you get. I do it myself all the time, and that's why the Chase Sapphire Reserve is my go-to card. I recommend pairing it with the Chase Freedom and Chase Freedom Unlimited. To top it all off, even though the Chase Sapphire Reserve card has an annual fee of $550 and a net fee of $250. The Chase Freedom and Freedom Unlimited have no fee, and all of those cards come with separate bonuses. As of the date of this video, the Chase Freedom and the Chase Freedom Unlimited card come with a $200 bonus, which is a 20,000 point bonus on each one of the cards if you spend $500 per card. And the Chase Sapphire Reserve card comes with a 50,000 bonus point sign-up bonus if you spend a certain amount of money. Now, all taken together, if you hit the bonus on each one of those cards, you're going to be eligible, if you book through the portal, with more than $1,300 of free travel just for using these cards and hitting the bonuses and signing up today. That is a terrific value. Even if you have that large annual fee, you're going to be seeing an immediate increase in value just on the sign-up bonus alone. So that's what I recommend doing, signing up for the Chase Sapphire Reserve and the Freedom and Freedom Unlimited. That is a great combination, something I use all the time. Now, as a side note, if you have a business or a side hustle of some sort, you can also sign up for the Chase Inc. card, which itself has 50,000 bonus points as a sign up and no annual fee. You can use those points through the Chase Sapphire Reserve portal by transferring over to your Chase Sapphire Reserve card. That's an extra little bonus for you if you're signing up. Now, that's why I love the Chase Trifecta so much, because I get so much value out of it. Okay, number two, if all of that was way too complicated and you want something simple, you don't want to think about it or rotate between categories, blah, 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 I recommend getting the Citi Double Cash card. You're going to be earning 2% back on everything you purchase and pay off on this card. You're going to earn 1% when you purchase something and another 1% when you pay it off. Now, you're going to get this 2% back with no limits and no categories and no hassle whatsoever. This card has no annual fee. You can use it for virtually any purchases and earn an effective 2% back. You don't have to worry about anything else. If you want simplicity, I recommend the Citi Double Cash card. The only downside is today it doesn't have a sign-up bonus of any sort, but if it's going to be a go-to card, one simple card for you to either build credit or to just get a little bit of cash back, the Citi Double Cash card is a good one to get. Okay, number three, if you're a beginner out there and you want to know what credit card to get going and you want to build credit, something I highly recommend doing and something I have other videos on, I recommend getting the Discover card. It's the Discover It credit card and it has no annual fee, and you can earn potentially 5% back on rotating categories, almost identical to the Chase Freedom card. Generally speaking, Discover cards are a little bit easier to qualify for than Chase credit cards, and the reason is because they are targeting people who are just starting out. Now, Discover It was my very first credit card, and I still have it today because it does have great rewards programs. For example, the rotating categories I'm talking about include big items like dining and gas and travel and other things like that. If I spend it on my Discover card, I will earn 5% back if I have it activated up to a certain amount of money, $75 per quarter. It's very simple to do, and you're going to be earning those rewards. You could either redeem them for gift cards or directly as cash. Discover will even double your cash back, all of your cash back you earn in the first 12 months of having the Discover It credit card. This is an additional little benefit to have and something I wouldn't discount because no one else does this to my knowledge, and Discover is going to give you a big bonus at the end for having this card. Generally speaking, the Discover card is a good beginner card. Now, one thing I would note about it is some places don't accept Discover because it is a smaller network than Visa, for example, which is a lot of those Chase cards. That's the network they use. So Discover won't be accepted at some places. Just keep that in mind. But the Discover card is accepted at a tremendous amount of retailers out there. So I would just be aware of it, but it's really not that big of a drawback. It has no annual fee. It's a great beginner card to get, and you're going to be earning 5% back on rotating categories and 1% back on other items as well. And lastly, for number 4 is my number 1 credit card for families to get. It's the American Express Blue Cash Preferred card, and it gives you big rewards on grocery stores and gasoline. The Amex Blue Cash Preferred gives you 6% back on groceries and 6% back on streaming services like Netflix and 3% back on gas purchases. Now, they all have limits on them, but that's going to be probably the amount of money that you're going to spend annually on those services anyway, and getting 6% back is definitely material. The reason why I think this is a good family card is because I imagine that most families spend most of their money on gasoline and grocery store purchases because It costs a lot to raise a family. I know this because I'm having my first kid soon, and just based upon how much I eat, I can only imagine how much he will eat when he grows up. So I can imagine saving 6% is going to be a very good thing to do. I'm going to sign up for this card myself here shortly because I do anticipate using this card for everyday purchases and getting a lot of money back. Now, the downside with this card is that it has a $95 annual fee, but I'm not too worried about that because today there's a sign-up bonus of $300, which is going to offset that annual fee for more than 3 years, while I earn 6% back on the categories of categories of streaming services and grocery stores, and still a respectable 3% on gas. I'm going to be able to have a trial run with this card effectively for a few years, and I imagine I'm going to keep it because it is such a good value. Now, if you don't want to pay an annual fee, you can get the American Express Blue Cash card, not the preferred, the Blue Cash, which has no annual fee, but it does have a step-down rewards rate and a step-down bonus. So for me, I want to get the most money back as possible, and because I am getting that sign-up bonus between a preferred and the regular card, I'm going to go with the preferred because of the higher rewards tier. Now, this is a card that is going to be a keeper. I'm going to use it on those categories out there, unless it is one of those Chase Freedom categories where I can earn 5% and then an effective 7.5% back through the portal on a grocery store purchase. If it's not one of those, then I'm going to use the American Express Blue Cash preferred card. It's a great overall card. And again, there is one thing I would note about it, is that it is Amex, which isn't necessarily accepted everywhere like Visa. It has the same sort of network problems as Discover, but they are expanding rapidly. So I wouldn't be too concerned, but I would be aware of that. So those are my top 4 credit cards for various categories. Let me know if you have any of them in the comments below. I really want to hear, or if there is a credit card out there that you think should be one of the top credit cards to recommend, let me know in the comments. I love credit cards. I have a million of them. I've made a video about how I have more than 14 credit cards and counting. I sign up for them all the time because of those sweet bonuses and because I'm a nerd. I don't know. That's just how I go. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time. Thanks.